Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog Hockey. With us, head coach Bob Daniels. Coach, welcome to the show.
Hey, good to be here, Rob.
This past weekend, the Bulldogs kick off the season. You played your first action. Maybe not the start you wanted, but certainly you got a great finish to the weekend as you earned the split against Western Michigan.
Yeah, interesting in the first game, the 6-1 loss to Western. I walked out of the rink feeling pretty good for a team that had lost 6-1. I thought we had played a fairly inspired game early on. It was 1-0 at the end of one. It was 2-0 early in the second. That was one that really hurt us on a turnover. But we had created a lot of opportunities, Rob. That game, we could have easily been up in that game. And at the end of the night, they scored 4 power play goals. Well, I know our penalty kill is going to be good. Coach Kaufman's in charge of it. 2 of the power play goals he scored were on line rushes after we had a great chance to score a shorthanded goal. They were easy fixes, in other words. So, you know, while we lost 6-1 on the bus ride home, I'm thinking, hey, we're going to be okay here. We got a good chance of winning tomorrow night, and of course we did. So it wasn't the start we necessarily wanted, but I certainly wasn't deflated like I normally would be in a game where you lose 6-1 to start the season.
As we go to the highlights, we'll start with Friday's game down in Kalamazoo, and always a tough place to play at Lawson Ice Arena.
It is. It's a very difficult place, and the two teams are pretty equal, realistically. The split was probably the right outcome on the weekend because the two teams are pretty close. Even though we're no longer in the same conference with them, it's a rivalry that's been going on for 40 years, and it's, you know, it's important for both teams to win. Justin Campmaster had a tough night here. I think he made a lot of really good saves, but his rebound control wasn't up to what we have seen, and certainly, you know, it didn't help that they did get 4 power play goals against us.
You got just the 1 goal, but you had some opportunities. Obviously, the shots were close, and you had a big advantage in the third period.
Yeah, the shots were close, and we hit a couple goal posts early in the game where it could have been a completely different outcome. Now, we did get, you know, one of the things, the bright spots I thought, too, of not only the weekend, but certainly this game, was the play of some freshmen that we got in there. I thought Lucas Finner and Cole Norris and Marshall Moyce, 3 forwards for us. It's been a while since we've had freshmen step in and see the minutes that they played on the weekend, and some important minutes, and they were productive minutes for us.
As you came back to Saturday's game, what were some of the keys you felt going into Saturday's contest to try to get the split on the weekend? Yeah,
Rob, you know what? Probably the number one thing was that we had to do a better job of penalty killing. And part of the problem we had is the guys were very anxious to score. It was almost like we were too offensive-minded. And, you know, on the penalty kill, if you can get a shorthanded goal, wonderful. But the number one objective is let's get this thing killed. And, you know, I think they were 4 for 6 on Friday night on their power plays. And then we turned around and held them, I believe, 1 for 10 on Saturday. There's the difference.
As we go to Saturday's highlights, obviously a great crowd here for the home opener, and always nice to play in front of the home fans.
Rob, I'm glad you brought that up. You know, you can see the pep band in the corner, and you know what people sometimes don't realize is that, you know, those guys played earlier in the afternoon at the football game, and now here they are at the hockey game, as well as people like yourself and then our fans. I mean, it was, you know, between volleyball, football, hockey, it was all happening. It's wonderful because the campus is alive. But people put in a lot of hours, and we're very appreciative of the pep band as well as our students. They support all the different teams, and that's wonderful.
Got off to a good start, Andrew Durantes, with the early goal, and then you took a 1-0 lead going into the second period.
Yeah, we did. We had a 1-0 lead. Thought it could have been more. You know, we had some great chances. Here they were pressing us, and then with a great feed by Drew Durantes, Tyler's brother, to Mitch Maloney. And, you know, the other thing we did was kind of challenge our seniors because some of their better players the night before had big games offensively, and it was good to see our guys break through and some of our quote-unquote top-line players have some offensive production that night.
Took a 2-1 lead after Western Michigan with a late goal there in the second, but you had a big performance from Darren Smith in that.
Yeah, he played well. Both goalies played exceptionally well, I thought. Both goaltenders, beyond just making good saves. By the way, here's Cole Norris's first career goal, game winner. And really a great second effort goal for him. Like I said, the freshman had a lot to do with it. But both goaltenders, to answer that question, they played terrific in this game.
Certainly Darren Smith had to make some key saves for you here down the stretch.
Yeah, he did. He made key saves, and his crease maintenance was good. He killed a lot of pucks, meaning he smothered pucks when we needed. You know, there was times that we were stuck in our own zone. Here's one that squeaked by him. I know he'd like to have that back, but he played so well. And just like that, he gloved it, he got the whistle, and there was time. This is about 4 seconds to go. We were shorthanded. A really good play right there by Drew Mayer to force the guy to cough up the puck.
3-2 the final score, and 2 games this weekend that really help prepare you for WCHA play, which starts this week.
Yeah, you're right, and we're facing a Northern Michigan team with a coaching change, and so there's going to be some energy there. They split with Lake Superior State on the weekend. They've got 2 lines that are probably as offensive and as good as any 2 we'll see in our conference play. So this should be a good challenge again, and I really appreciate the games against Western Michigan because, and hopefully we did the same for them. They were so hard fought for 2 games to start the year. Was good for both teams.
You should take on Northern Michigan this weekend here at home. Talk about some keys going in against the Wildcats.
Yeah, well, I think we want to see continued improvement on our penalty kill, and we will see that. We certainly want to see improvement on our power play. Now, we were held 0 for the weekend, and that's not good enough, so that's an area that we need to improve upon. Part of the issue with that is it takes time for the power plays to sometimes come together. Corey Mackin had limited practice because he was coming off of surgery. He wasn't even really scheduled to play this weekend, but he recovered so quickly from that surgery, we were able to play him, but he's a big part of the power play. So, it's going to take a little while for that all to come together, but it's something that needs to improve, though, because it's tough in college hockey to score a lot of goals 5-on-5.
How important is it here to have these 2 games at home this weekend with a long road stretch coming up after that?
Yeah, we're gonna be some road warriors, so we've got to take advantage of the 2 games here at home. With that said, though, Northern Michigan's going to come in with a different game plan, but we do get a lift. You can tell the student section, our crowd on Saturday night was terrific, and it gave us a big lift, and we would expect to get the same this weekend.
You hope going into this second weekend that a lot of your freshmen that saw their first action continue to grow as you move forward.
Yeah, I do, and we've got some players that didn't dress this weekend, some due to injuries. We don't want to force them in the lineup, but we've got some pretty good players in reserve too. So we're a deep team right now. I think within, give us 10 games and I'll have a real good feel of how far this team can go. But I would say early indicators to me say that we've got the potential to be a pretty darn good team this year, Rob.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on the win Saturday night. Best of luck this weekend at home against Northern Michigan on Friday and Saturday.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.